Worried? You make your way through the torrential winds and run to the International Riding Academy doors. You knock, hoping the butler answers fast. It seems like a whole year, but he finally comes to the door.
I've been awaiting your arrival. Your instructor said you would be coming. Welcome back. I was totally surprised when the master told me you lost not only your library card, but also little Knickers. Even though he is so small, you need to take better care. You are very lucky he knew how to find his way home. Here's the master's library card.
When the butler disappeared into one of the many rooms that connected to the grand hall, you run down the hall and to the right. That is where there is a small mouse hole that you once found Knickers in. Are you okay, Knickers?
You are back.
The little pony exclaimed, happy to see you. I'm so happy to have found you again, but I have no time to lose because I have to get to the library. Along your way, you notice several portraits hanging on the wall. At the end of the hall, you sit down on a couch and reach into your deep front pocket and pull out a small pony that fits in the palm of your hand. Pausing just a second, you glance down to examine Knickers a little closer. Oh dear, Knickers, you are not quite all there. You grab a pencil and finish drawing him.
Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
Knickers, you look wonderful. You even got some color back. You tell Knickers as you make your way to the library.
I sure do. I shall try to stay this way.
Knickers whinnied with excitement. Let's find the library. The two of you travel down the darkened hallway until you see a door that has "Enter at your own risk" scrawled on it. You push the squeaky door open to see the librarian staring at you.
Do you have a library card?
You hand over the borrowed card.
Well, this is obviously not your card. It is expired. You must be pretty special to have this card, so I will make you a new one. Until then, you can only browse this section.
There is no quiz for Unit 1, so when you are finished and ready to go on to Unit 2.
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt, but I want to let you know that your library card is ready.
The butler announced. Come on, Knickers. With our library card we will be able to enter the library now, you tell the small pony as he hops into your shirt pocket. Once past the library doors you see rows and rows of books. There was even a balcony for the upper-level books. Huge windows draped the ceiling, allowing in light, making it a little less dark and scary. In the middle of the room was an ornate bookcase encased in glass. It held even more artifacts from the master's journeys. So many books took your breath away. Not sure where to begin, you try to go up the staircase to get to the second floor, but it is locked by a small gate. The librarian tells you that in order to use the upper wings of the library, you need to use a computer to enter your secret access code and the gate will unlock. Instead you look around the main floor of the library. You and Knickers begin scanning book titles and thumbing through the pages of any interesting books. Lord Chancellor Spursnimore's journal must be here somewhere, you think out loud.
Maybe it's in that fancy bookcase?
Knickers whispers. The two of you stroll over to the enlightened bookcase. There were dozens of drawings, scrolls, figurines, books and even a model of a horse skeleton. On the very bottom shelf, tucked away in the deepest corner was a wooden box. It looked like it was hand-carved and had a burnished gold latch. As you undo the latch the lights flicker in the library. Pausing a moment until the lights stay on, you open the box. A few moths flutter out. Inside the box was an old book. You carefully take it out and blow the dust off. On the front, carved into the leather were the initials, LCS.
We found it.
Knickers said, delighted.
This must be Lord Chancellor Spursnimore's secret journal.
You look inside and read Chapter 1. Outside the sky was growing dark.
Library's closing in 15 minutes.
The librarian said. Knickers, we should try and make some notes.
Read the introduction, chapter 1 and 2 in the book titled, Horses, 2. Press the pause button, and then when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
Hold still, Knickers, while I see if I can name your parts. You tell the little pony as you start poke him. He giggled.
No, no. I'm far too ticklish. Go and use a real horse for that.
Use your horse and put a sticker on all of the parts you know. Be sure to take the stickers off when you are done. Quiz. Color in the dot for the correct answer. Use your reference book to find the answers. Be sure to fill in the rest of the form before sending it in. The quiz sheet is in the back of this book. At the end of the book, you can send in the completed quiz sheet or take a picture and email the office. Quiz 2. Question number 1. What is part number 1? A. Mane. B. Neck. C. Shoulder. D. Head. Question number 2. What is part number 2? A. Head. B. Ear. C. Neck. D. Shoulder. Question number 3. What is part number 3? A. Neck. B. Barrel. C. Shoulder. D. Body. Question number 4. What is part number 4? A. Wither. B. Croup. C. Neck. D. Tail. Question number 5. What is part number 5? A. Cannon. B. Foot. C. Dock. D. Hoof. Question number 6. What is part number 6? A. Back. B. Wither. C. Crest. D. Barrel. Question number 7. What is part number 7? A. Body. B. Mane. C. Fetlock. D. Forelock. That is all for this unit. When you are ready, go on to Unit 3.
All was absolutely still in the library. It was very peaceful and relaxing up until the telephone rang. The librarian walked over to you and handed you the phone.
It's for you.
She said and walked away. Hello, you say cautiously, not knowing who knew you were here.
Have you been poking around my lab?
The professor was yelling. As you tried to declare your innocence, the professor rants on about someone sneaking around his machine.
Maybe it's one of those 3 reporters from the community clear.
He said, referring to the town's local newspaper that had been after him for a long time, trying to figure out what his machine was. Let's call the sheriff, you try to suggest, but the professor cuts you off.
You can't call the sheriff. You know that. Everyone knows that.
He hung up the phone. Well, Knickers, let's go see what this is all about. Knickers jumps into your shirt pocket and the two of you run outside and head for the laboratory. The professor was scrambling like mad, covering the windows. The laboratory was full of clutter. There were books and papers scattered everywhere. Professor, are you okay? You holler out, but he was too busy that he either didn't hear you or was ignoring you. The machine was very interesting with all kinds of buttons, nozzles and instrument gauges. There was an interesting little spinner that glowed red. You reached to touch it, but suddenly the professor was beside you.
Don't touch anything.
The professor warned.
Those pesky reporters will ruin everything.
The professor threw a cover over the machine just as you ducked to get out of the way.
That will do for now.
The professor started scrambling around the laboratory trying to gather his papers. You jump up immediately and start grabbing papers to take them into the back room, where there were no reporters.
You look different. You need your help. You can't have those reporters sneaking through all my important papers. You need to organize the papers for me. Just don't go in the front room or touch anything else.
The professor warned and then hurried out to install locks on all the doors and windows. You begin thumbing through the books and papers, stacking everything in neat little piles. The phone rang again and you could hear the professor's angry comments muffled through the walls. Guessing he would be quite busy, you get comfortable in a chair next to a lamp and take a little time to read some of his notes.
Read Chapter 3 in the book titled, Horses. press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue. It is multiple choice. Choose the best answer and fill at the dot on your sheet. Question number 8. A face with a marking on the nose is called a what? A star, B snip, C blaze, D stripe. Question number 9. A face with a marking on the forehead is called a what? A star, B snip, C blaze, D stripe. Question number 10. A face with a wide, white marking is called a what? A star, B snip, C blaze, D stripe. Question number 11. A horse with a mixture of colored and white hair is called? A roan, B buckskin, C gray, D chestnut. Question number 12. A sorrel horse is also called a roan, B buckskin, C gray, D chestnut. Question number 13. A horse with a golden coat and a light mane and tail is called a palomino, B gelding, C stallion, D pony. Question number 14. A marking below the fetlock joint is called a what? A leg, B stacking, C pastern, D fetlock.
You jumped a little when the professor came into the office yelling,
That farrier has always taken my tools. I'm too angry to talk to him, and I cannot fix my machine without my tool. Go and tell him I want it back. The tool I want looks like this.
The professor's face turned red with anger and he was about to storm out. He pointed to a diagram on the wall, and then he stormed out of the office. Quest. You must keep an eye out for the professor's lost tool. You can find it somewhere in this book. The professor will need this tool to try and power the machine in the secret Unit 13. Clenching the journal in your hand, you walk outside. The wind seemed to gust, and then die down, but only to gust again. You make your way over to the little building with the word farrier written on it. The farrier was standing outside the little, old shed. He wore a leather apron that stored tools in his pockets. He was busy hammering shoes on a horse when you came up and introduced yourself.
Can't complain to see you,
he said while pounding another nail.
There's not much time to talk and this wind has really created havoc for me. I got to find some shoes scattered around the shop. Be careful, you should know what you are doing before coming into my shop.
He went back to hammering the nails and the horse quietly stood beside him. You should do some studying before helping the farrier.
Read chapter 4 in the book titled, Horses. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
Thanks for your help.
The farrier smiled and shook your hand.
If there is anything I can do for you, just let me know.
Thinking now was a good time to ask the farrier about the professor's tool, you ask him for it, but the reply wasn't quite what you were expecting.
I never took no tool,
he said angrily.
That professor, he's always blaming me for his forgetfulness. He leaves his tools all over the estate, and never remembers where he left anything.
It's okay, you tell him, trying to calm him down. I will check over there in the stables. The farrier grumbled and went back to work forging new shoes in the blazing hot fire.
You tell that professor, if I find his tools I will nail them up and make Knickers some new shoes.
Knickers whinnied happily from inside your pocket. Waving your hand you turn and head towards the stables. In the middle of the pathways around the estate was a large ring of sand. Not sure what it was for, you decide to crawl through the fence and investigate the sandy area. You kick up the sand. That was when you notice something odd laying in the sand.
Quiz for Unit 4. It is multiple choice. Choose the best answer and fill at the dot on your sheet. Question number 15. Part 1 is called A frog, B bar, C white line, D sole. Question number 16. Part 2 is called A frog, B bar, C heel, D sole. Question number 17. Part 3 is called A frog, B bar, C. Angle. D. Sole. Question number 18. Part 4 is called A. Frog. B. Bar. C. White line. D. Sole. Question number 19. Part 5 is called A. Frog. B. Bar. C. White line. D. Sole. Question number 20. Part 6 is called A. Frog. B. Bar. C. White line. D. Sole. Question number 21. Part 7 is called A. Shell. B. Shoe. C. Hoof wall. D. Hoof line. You are finished Unit 4. When you are ready, go on to Unit 5.
You reached down to pick up the strange glowing object. It was a colored crystal. A man called out to you from the tack room, so you quickly hide the crystal in your pocket.
Who are you? Never mind. If you are here to help, you best come inside. I need all of these saddles cleaned, oiled, and polished. Then you have to wash all of the saddle pads. Can't have the horses chafing, you know,
said the older man with dark skin and a cowboy hat. I actually came to find a tool for the professor. Have you seen it?
Don't have time for the professor and his lost tools. This sun can do a lot of damage to the tack. Best to care for it. Help me out, then maybe I'll help you out,
he said, shoving a saddle in your arms.
Read Chapter 5 in the book titled, Horses, 2. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
There, all finished. You say exhausted. Noticing the logo on each article of tack, you decide to question the stable hand.
That, their symbol is from the land of Equestrian. The Queen, herself, granted Lord Chancellor use of that symbol. It became the Academy's logo back in 1898.
Where is Lord Chancellor now? You ask, hoping to hear the whole story. The stable hand shrugged his shoulders.
No one knows for sure, but I bet you he's having a great time learning all kinds of things about horses. He stops here from time to time to oversee how the Academy is doing. It's been a while since his last visit.
When do you think he'll be back?
Can't say for sure, but I can tell you that if you want to be the new apprentice, you had best be on your best behavior and learn all you can about the horses. The Lord Chancellor doesn't have time to spend on slackers.
He leaned forward.
Now what was it you wanted again? Oh yes, the professor's tool. I think I saw that in the feed shed. Be careful in there. There's a lot of feed in there and who knows what else.
Quiz for Unit 5. It is multiple choice. Choose the best answer and fill at the dot on your sheet. Label the tack. Question number 2. What is number 2 called? A. Band. B. Cavesson. C. Brow band. D. Throat latch. Question number 23. What is number 1 called? A. Bonnet. B. Buckle. C. Crown piece. D. Top piece. Question number 24. What is number 3 called? I. Seat. B. Saddle. C. Suit. D. Pommel. Question number 25. What is number 9 called? I. Seat. B. Fender. C. Flap. D. Pane. Question number 26. What is number 8 called? A. Stirrup leather. B. Fender. C. Candle. D. Panel. Question number 27. What is this called? A. Egg butt. B. Snafu. C. Pelham. D. D-ring. Question number 28. What is this called? A. Egg butt. B. Snafu. C. Pelham. D. D-ring. Good job. When you are ready, go on to Unit 6.
You travel back to the feed shed. The sun was really starting to shine now, and by the time you got to the building you were starting to sweat. Glad to be inside, you slam the big door shut, locking out the sunshine. Groping in the dark for a light switch, you finally flick on the light. A cat hissed and went leaping over the bags of feed and into the hay bales stacked up high.
Someone should lock up that cat.
Knickers whinnied from your pocket.
But something smells really good in here.
Are you hungry, Knickers? You set him down in front of some lush, green alfalfa hay. Glancing around the place, you notice some interesting posters on the wall.
Read Chapter 6 in the book titled, Horses 2. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
Hey, Knickers, look. It's a recipe for some magic oat cookies. Maybe we should make some in case you need some again.
I can't wait, but oh, no. The magic ingredient has been ripped off the card.
He said, pointing at the card. Well, let's make some anyways. Maybe we'll find the magic ingredient later on. After mixing the cookies, you put some away in a little bag and put it in your pocket. Just as you turn to leave, you notice something sticking out from behind one of the posters. It was a secret map in the forest. It led to a colored circle in the middle of the map. What could this mean? It's piqued your curiosity. Maybe the stable hand knows about the forest trails.
Quiz 6. It is true or false. Choose the best answer and fill at the dot on your sheet. Question number 29. Feed more than enough all the time. A. True. B. False. Question number 30. Feed lots of roughage. A. True. B. False. Question number 31. Potatoes and onions are toxic to horses. A. True. B. False. Question number 32. Horses should not have hay. A. True. B. False. Question number 33. Horses can drink 10 gallons of water every day. A. True. B. False. Question number 34. Horses cannot have oats. A. True. B. False. Question number 35. Horses need milk. A. True. B. False.
Glad you made it back from the feed shed. This sun is getting dangerously hot again.
The stable hand hollered.
Now help me get these horses inside where we can keep them out of it. Oh, and make sure everyone is safe in the stables and out in the pastures.
Read Chapter 7 in the book titled, Horses 2. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
You managed to get all of the horses inside and to keep them safe. Everyone was fed and watered, except one horse did not want to eat or drink. Instead, he hung his head and stood very still, not wanting to move.
He looks sick.
Knickers worried.
He sure does. Take him over to the health center and I will tend to the rest of the chores.
There's no time for questions now. You decide to rush the horse over to the health center and come back later.
Quiz 7. It is true or false. Choose the best answer and fill at the dot on your sheet. Question number 36. A shelter does not protect the horse from wolves. A. True. B. False. Question number 37. A shelter does protect the horse from the wind. A. True. B. False. Question number 38. Horses must be checked once a year. A. True. B. False. Question number 39. Two types of stalls are box and tie. A. True. B. False. Question number 40. Two types of bedding are bark and straw. A. True. B. False. Question number 41. Bedding helps make the stall softer for the horse to lay down. A. True. B. False. Question number 42. A good pasture needs water, fencing and food. A. True. B. False.
You took the sick gelding over to the health center.
Oh, the poor horse. He looks like his happiness level went down too far.
The veterinarian said as she surveyed the sick horse.
Let's doctor him up and get him happy again.
You stick around to help the sick horse.
Read Chapter 8 in the book titled, Horses 2. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
There, he should feel better by morning.
The vet replied with a brilliant smile.
You shouldn't have any more worries. So you're the new apprentice, huh? Glad to formally meet you. If you have any problems, just bring him back to me right away.
Okay, you tell her politely, glancing through the window, where you could see the forest. A strange glow was coming through the trees.
There's magic out there, you know.
She smiled. Maybe you could help me with a map I found, you said as you pulled out the folded paper.
She
said as she stared intently at it.
I think I've seen it before in the library. If you have a library card, you should check it out there.
Then she disappeared into the back room.
Quiz 8. It is true or false. Choose the best answer and fill at the dot on your sheet. Question number 43. A long, shaggy coat helps the horse stay warm. A true. B false. Question number 44. Veterinarians are animal doctors. A true. B false. Question number 45. A sign of good health is drooling. A true. B false. Question number 46. Help keep your horse healthy by letting him cough. A true. B false. Question number 47. A lame horse has a sore head. A true. B false. Question number 48. Overeating can cause colic. A true. B false. Question number 49. Types of wounds are cuts, tears and scraps. A true. B false.
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt, but I wanted to let you know a letter came for you today.
The butler announced.
I think it may be important.
You open the letter. March 1899. Apprentice. By the time this letter arrives, I will be gone. I have been summoned by the Queen to do an important quest. Do not let my departure stop your apprenticeship. Quite the contrary, you see. Your next quest has already begun. A worthy apprentice knows his hippology in and out. I expect no less of you. Trust no one. Do not leave your work unattended and guard it with your life. There are many out there who wish to take this information for themselves. They twist it until the truth is no longer there. This has caused a rift in the timeline and we must be careful about the future of the horse. There are not many out there who seek the good of the horse. Keep this ancient knowledge only for other like-minded souls. My dear friend, Podajski, said, we must live for the school. Offer our lives to it. Then, perhaps, little by little, the light will grow from the tiny candle we keep lit here, and the great art of the haute école will not be snuffed out. He couldn't have been more correct. And so I leave you with this quest. Prepare your own lecture on a topic of hippology and present it to the others. I trust you will challenge yourself. You must prepare the 1 to 3 minute presentation using different visual media, such as posters, diagrams, video, photos, models and other visual aids. Videotape your speech and either upload it to the internet or put it on CD/DVD and send it in for me to view and comment on. Choose from these topics to study and discuss. 1. Breed of horse that you have not studied before. 2. Discipline, riding discipline in great detail. 3. Arts and crafts, are you itching to get your hands on some art supplies? 4. Authored, for the young horse lover who is filled with stories of their own. 5. Musical, such as drill, pas de deux, etc. 6. Clinic or event, want to get out of the stall and explore the wonderful world of equestrian around you. 7. Driving, don't have your vehicle license? Learn to drive horse and cart instead. 8. Therapy, want to help others who are struggling to ride. 9. Tack, are you a crafty person who wants to try making some kind of tack? 10. Architecture, are you a building, aspiring to build something horse related? 11. Farrier, are you the kind who wants to care for horses from the hoof up? 12. Vet, or do you want to make sure all horses are happy and healthy? 13. Coat, are you desiring to teach others to ride? 14. Trainer, are you excited to get training horses to do something new? 15. Agility, an obstacle course for horses? 16. Equine mystery, do you decide and surprise me? P.S. I am afraid there is no workbook for you and you are all on your own for this project. Put your thinking cap on and make me proud, young apprentice. Your information will be guarded in the Academy's vaults of knowledge in the library's secret wing. Lord Chancellor Spursnamore.
You are done the unit. When you are ready, go on to Unit 9.
You slowly walk the horse back to the stables. The sun was hot and you felt like melting. Once inside the stables, you put the horse back in his stall. He started nibbling on some hay. The stable hand was nowhere to be seen. Peeking outside the stables, you see a light on in the lounge. Walking slowly up to the rider's lounge, you enter through the front door. The room was dimly lit, but nice and warm. There were several couches by a toasty fireplace. Knickers hopped to the ground and promptly shook himself off like a dog. You glance around the walls and notice several signs and an interesting letter on a small table by the door.
Who is there?
An elderly cowboy came around the corner.
Oh, you must be the new apprentice.
He noticed I had read the letter.
Oh, that. They always send those out. They want the professor to stop his experiments. But that will never happen. No, of course not. Without his inventions, we would not know what Knickers was saying.
He hobbled over to pet the little guy. What do you mean? You question.
Have a seat.
The old coach offered.
Stay and I will tell you about it.
The coach went on to describe how the professor was trying to create a machine to enlarge Knickers to the size of a regular horse. However, the machine enlarged Knickers' brain instead. Now the little horse could communicate and learn. The professor is still working on a machine so Knickers can find his family again.
We just don't have the heart to tell him.
The coach stopped talking abruptly.
What the heck was I talking about again?
You were about to tell him, when he slapped his knee and continued.
That's right. So you are the new apprentice, and I need to teach you a few things.
And the wise, old coach continued on.
Read Chapter 9 in the book titled, Horses 2. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
The coach talked all through the night. It was morning by the time he finished by saying,
There. Now you head on back to the stables and seek out the groom. She'll help show you how to groom your horse and you can get some riding in.
Knickers jumped into your pocket and you were so excited about being able to ride, you forgot to ask him about what he forgot he was really talking about.
Quiz 9. 50. Which way should you approach a horse in a pasture? A. Sneak up on him. B. Approach him from behind. C. Approach him from in front. D. Approach him from the side. 51. When approaching a horse. A. Let him see you. B. Let him hear you. C. Let him know you are not going to chase him. D. All of the above. 52. Horses love. A. Loud noises. B. Fast action. C. Angry voices. D. None of the above. 53. A spook is when the horse A. Runs. B. Stands still. C. Eats a cookie. D. Gets scared of something. 54. To give a horse a treat. A. Mind your fingers. B. Throw it at him. C. Never use a dish. D. None of the above. 55. To be safe. A. Think ahead. B. Clean up after yourself. C. Close the gates behind you. D. All of the above. 56. Always wear a helmet. A. When cleaning the barn. B. When riding a horse. C. When catching a horse. D. None of the above.
You head back to the stables where a very short lady was waiting, whistling as she was grooming a horse on the cross ties.
Ah, there you are. It's time to get this horse groomed. The trainer is waiting for you in the riding hall.
She busily danced around this way and that way, and it seemed like she didn't know what she was doing, but she did.
Let's first see if you know what to do.
Then she gave you the following instructions.
Read chapter 10 in the book titled, Horses 2. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
The groom chattered on.
That's fantastic. Now, grab that grooming kit over there and let's get busy.
As you reach for the box, it toppled out of your hands and the contents went flying everywhere. The groom screamed as brushes and hoof picks flew past her head.
I can't believe that didn't hit my eye,
she said as she sat on the floor of the barn and rubbed her eye. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, I will clean it up. You promise as you immediately squat down to pick up all of the grooming supplies.
Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
You saw that the groom was too short to reach one of the grooming totes on a high shelf and offered her some help. Grabbing a stool, you climb up and reach it for her. She quickly walked away, still chattering incessantly about proper grooming. You turned to climb back down the stool, but noticed a dusty letter that was hidden under the tote. It said gatekeeper code and written on the back was,
Now, don't waste any more time. The trainer is a very busy person. Now, off you go to that big indoor arena over there.
She pointed to a grand building. You tuck the letter in your pocket and decide to look at it later.
Quiz 10. Multiple choice. Choose the best answer, by filling in the dot on the answer sheet. 57. What is it? A. Dandy brush. B. Curry. C. Hoof pick. D. None of the above. 58. What is it? A. Dandy brush. B. Curry. C. Hoof pick. D. None of the above. 59. What is it? A. Dandy brush. B. Curry. C. Hoof pick. D. None of the above. 60. What tool cleans the horse's feet? A. Dandy brush. B. Curry. C. Hoof pick. D. None of the above. 61. What tool loosens mud and dirt? A. Dandy brush. B. Curry. C. Hoof pick. D. None of the above. 62. What does a shedding blade do? A. Removes dead skin. B. Removes bugs. C. Removes loose hair. D. None of the above. 63. Grooming helps. A. Makes the horse more comfortable. B. Helps improve circulation. C. Makes the coat shiny. D. All of the above.
You lead the smart-looking mare over to the riding hall, which was an indoor riding arena. It was elegant in its design, with white walls, wood wainscoting, and large candelabra light. High on the walls were several paintings on every wall and the Academy logo at the end wall. Mirrors decorate the end wall as well. You could easily watch yourself ride.
What took you so long? You kids are all like nowadays. Never mind, next time you will have to work faster.
The trainer scolded as he approached.
Let's go through some things first.
Read chapter 11 in the book titled, Horses 2. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue.
When the trainer was done working with you and the horse, you asked if you could ride through the forest trails. He quickly replied,
Heck, no. You gotta learn to ride outside first. Head out to the outdoor arena and do your testing before you're allowed in the woods.
Glancing up at the paintings, you see that the paintings are labeled. For some reason, all of them say the same thing, the gatekeeper, but each had different codes beside them. What do all these paintings mean? You ask the trainer.
I don't know.
He replied.
Best to look them up in the library. That's all I know.
He disappeared out the door and was gone.
Quiz 11. Multiple choice. Choose the best answer, by filling in the dot on the answer sheet. 64. To turn a horse when leading, always turn to your A right, B left, C doesn't matter, D both. 65. Lead the horse with A lead rope, B a string, C the halter, D saddle. 66. When putting a halter on, be careful of A his eyes, B his ears, C both eyes and ears, D legs. 67. Tie the horse with what kind of knot? A double, B no knot, C quick release knot, D single knot. 68. When leading the horse, lead with the horse on your A left, B right, C back, D front. 69. When putting a horse into a stall, make sure you A don't get pushed over, B don't get stepped on, C both, D neither. 70. When should you tighten the girth? A before putting the saddle, B as soon as the saddle is on, C after jogging the horse a bit, D none of the above.
Luckily, the weather was clear enough to head over to the outdoor arena. You decide to save the gatekeeper business for later, when you have time to look it up on the computer. The outdoor arena had a perfectly trimmed hedge around it and letters placed every so often. The riding instructor was standing in the middle, arms crossed, tapping his foot and looking at his watch. "You best hurry in,"
That horse is too hot for you,
he announced. Trying to stand a little taller, you mount up in the saddle. "But, I can ride," you say proudly.
Prove it.
Read chapter 12 in the book titled, Horses 2. Press the pause button, and when you are ready, press the pause button again to continue. Quiz 12. Multiple choice. Choose the best answer, by filling in the dot on the answer sheet. 71. Before mounting. A. Run the stirrups up. B. Loosen the girth. C. Tighten the girth. D. Take the stirrups off. 72. To mount. A. Place your right foot in the left stirrup. B. Place your left foot in the left stirrup. C. Place your left foot in the right stirrup. D. Place your hand in the right stirrup. 73. In the arena, if a rider falls off. A. Everyone must stop. B. That rider must leave the arena. C. Everyone must ride carefully around that rider. D. Doesn't matter. 74. When you dismount. A. Take your feet out of the stirrups and hop down. B. Loosen the girth. C. Take the reins over the horse's head. D. All of the above. 75. When riding, always wear A. Ski pants. B. A helmet. C. Socks. D. A sweater. 76. Attack check. A. Should be done before mounting. B. Should be done after mounting. C. Involves cleaning tack. D. Neither. 77. In the arena. A. Stay one horse length away. B. Fastest gate is on the outside track. C. Both. D. Neither. Congratulations! This was the final quiz. Now it is time to finish everything else up and send it in. Prepare for the secret Unit 13.
After the quiz, the riding instructor looked at you and said,
That's pretty good,
he said.
But are you ready for what's out there?
He pointed to the forest.
There is so much more to learn. Classical Horsemanship is the foundation of all riding disciplines. In order to progress with your horse, each horse and rider ride through different levels of progressive training using menage exercises, riding ring exercises. As the horse and rider go up the levels, the tests get harder. The horse and rider move together in harmony, balance and with grace and beauty. It is like horse ballet, but on horseback. The progressive training is called dress outs.
It is done in an arena measured 20 by 40 or 60 meters with letters placed at specific points around the arena. If you wish to learn more, see the Internationale Riding Academy's Dressouts Performance Programm für all unsere Informationen, Rules, Tack, Attire and Tips.
He continued on. Be sure to finish reading, finish your quiz sheet, the bonus quests and a presentation. Send it in to the Academy office for grading and your certificate. If you are riding in the Young Rider program, have your coach send in your video and a message about your completion in order to receive your certificate. Best of luck and keep riding. Oh, before I forget, I have sent a letter for you. Check with the butler for it. Read it and then continue on with Unit 13.